Jujutsu Kaisen is preparing to release their Shibuya DLC next week, and they're adding a lot of different characters and maps, and this really could save the game. But there's one more thing they need to do that I don't know if they're going to do that. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, man. But today's anime question is going to be, which soundtrack do you think is going to be better? You think the opening theme from the Hidden Inventory or the Shibuya, man? Which one is going to have the better song, man? We've already heard the Hidden Inventory, so I'm very excited to hear what the Shibuya theme is going to be, man. If it's going to be, you are my special. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, and do all those nice things you think you might be interested in. If you want to see more anime game content, make sure to join the Discord pinned in the description. But let's go ahead and hop straight into this video. Okay, so when we hop into this video, the thing I'm talking about, they're adding a whole lot of characters. We're getting a new map, so we're going to be talking about that. And this will probably be the last one that we actually go over the information before the actual DLC releases, because, you know, we're releasing a lot of games right now. But the thing that I feel like they have to do is fix this game. I watched a video from a fellow YouTuber, Avatar Yaya, and basically he was combating people saying that Sparking Zero is dying, but his reasoning for it is maybe the player base dropped, but Sparking Zero was always going to have people because it only requires 2 people to play the game. If that makes sense to you. You only need 1 person to fight against you in Sparking Zero in order to get a map. Whereas in JJK and also Shinobi Striker, it takes more people. In Shinobi Striker, it takes 8 people to run a match, which makes it even more impressive that after all these years, Shinobi Striker still has full lobbies and you can still get a match within like 30 seconds every time you load up. It's kind of crazy. There's always way more than 8 people on. JJK requires 4 people to play, and unfortunately because of the negative reception that it got from, you know, some of the other people, it's not really always possible to have 4 people online. And I think a way to fix this and really give some more life to this game, considering that they're adding new characters, is to add a mode where it only requires 2 people. A 1v1 mode, they might have to change a few mechanics to things like the joint attack and stuff like that, but I feel like this would make this game a lot more funner because people can just get on, and if they just want to play against 1 person, they can, and it won't be hard to find 1 person. But sometimes finding 4 people on it all the time is just not possible with this game, especially with the negative reception that it got. But the lobbies are getting a lot better, and we actually are starting to see more people playing the game, so I'm actually hoping that they also make some good balance changes and stuff like that as well to the game to keep the life going. But we definitely need a new game mode because that arcade mode that they added in the last update was not it, man. I get it, some people do like to see the offline modes, but I definitely think with this game we have to focus on the online at this point. But when we look at some of the new stuff that we got with some of the new characters, man, with Mei Mei, like, not really too much to break down here with Mei Mei. We'll release the pictures later on, but basically says she's a close range attacker who calls upon crows for both offensive and defensive attacks. Ravens using Blackbird manipulation can be automatically block enemies' attacks. But this is pretty crazy that she can automatic. I'm curious like how much of this automatic block she's gonna have, and attacks enemies by charging at them. Take advantage of entering the battlefield with friends to increase service potential. So this is really crazy that they're used to automatically block enemy attacks. Are we only talking about normal attacks, or are we also talking about cursed techniques, man? If she's also blocking cursed techniques, this is going to be pretty crazy that she can do this. And we can also see on the Japanese page that they did some screenshots, because the English page for some reason didn't do some screenshots, and we can see this right here, and this confirms the map right here. So just keep in mind all the maps I'm going to talk about. This confirms this looks like a different map than just the normal Shibuya station map. This is her actually being inside the tunnel when she was fighting Kenjaku, so this is pretty good. And this is different. This is them actually on the station. So I don't think these are 2 of the same maps. Unless you can maybe go down into there and actually go deep into the tunnel, but I'm pretty sure these are 2 different maps. And a lot of people are asking who this was. This is Geto. I'm pretty sure this is Geto. You can even see his sandals, and you can see this is kind of like his little bit of his robe. So this is Geto right here. And then we can also see another shot, and it does show them in the tunnel, so there is a chance that maybe this is the same map, but maybe you'd have to go pretty deep in there to see that. But we can see right here they're actually starting off from the train line with this one, and we got this picture right here. So the next character we look at is going to be Naobito, man, and he says he's the fastest sorcerer who employs high risk, high reward curse techniques to disorientate his opponents. Projection sorcery, 1 hit can close the distance at a high speed when attacking. Pay attention to the flow of the battle to keep up with the barrage of lightning's fast attacks. So, you know, pretty simple with his, but it says he's high risk, high reward for you know, stopping their opponent. So this makes me think whenever he's actually using his frame skipping and stuff like that, if you miss it, there's probably going to be a high drawback. Hopefully it's not something that like stuns you or something like that, but this is going to be pretty interesting to definitely see what the drawback is going to be for this. And it says projection sorcery, 1 hit can close the distance at a high speed. So this character is going to be really fast, and I'm very excited about Naobito, man. I am very excited to see about what he's going to be able to do. And I think we also got some more screenshots for Naobito. there it is right here. So we got some screenshots. Of course, we got this one, just that. We can see, you know, this is probably his character, either his character intro or his winnings pose whenever he wins. We can see this definitely doesn't look like the same map. It doesn't look like the same one that we just saw Mei Mei fighting on. So this is at least for sure confirming a first one. I know in my previous video I said 5 maps. I might have been being a little bit, you know, overboard, but I don't know. I think it's very much a chance. And we can also see that there's an area where you can walk back there. So this is pretty cool. And we see Dagon. I know everybody's been asking about Dagon, but he's not like in the 3 that they're talking about for the Shibuya DLC. So we almost got to for sure get a part 2, and we'll be talking about why we're getting a part 2, because there's some more scans that are actually kind of crazy. And I wonder if you're going to be able to fight up there in that corner and stuff. Like, this is a nice looking map. And then we go to the next one, and this is basically just him doing a move on Dagon. So this is, I'm guessing this is from the story mode, but it really just doesn't make any sense how they're going to release this without Dagon being part of it initially. I guess like maybe he's just, they haven't really done it besides with the special grade curse, where they make something playable in the game but not like playable against in the game, but not actually playable. And then the next one is Choso, which they recently showed, and it says basically a super offensive attacker who manipulates blood and can deliver damage anywhere on the battlefield. The anywhere on the battlefield is actually kind of crazy. That means that he's going to have long range, short range. This is going to be crazy. Blood manipulation, convergence / piercing blood, can target enemies from a long distance. Take advantage of his speed and range to attack from a long distance. So this just seems like it's going to be crazy. And he has 2 moves, which is blood spear / death painting wounds. So this is pretty cool. And we actually got some screenshots for Choso as well, because the Japanese page loves to hook us up, man. It's a nice little shot of him. And we can see here he's actually using the, I forgot what this is called, but I'm pretty sure this is whenever he has the blood orbs that like shoot it through your body and stuff like that. This is pretty cool. I think the supernova, I think that's what it's called. But this could also just be his unique opening, but the fact that they're even showing these right here shows that, you know, there's a chance that he could be using his supernova like we predicted. And this right here is pretty crazy. Like, look at that range. And we can actually see it looks like he's hitting Itadori. He is hitting Itadori. And this is the entrance right here. That's why I said this looks like it's a whole different map as well, because if you look at it, like, these all look a little bit different. I mean, I know it's a little bit hard to see, like, you know, right now, not knowing, but like being in Japan and knowing some of these spots, they look significantly different, especially being here next to the entrance. The entrance isn't just that close to the actual train line when you're in these stations, so I got a feeling this is a whole different map, bro. And then we got a nice little shot. This is probably either his Juin attack or his special attack. But some of the new things that we got to see, bro. I'm going to look at the English page because they explain it more. But it says right here, new scenario, Shibuya Incident has been added to the picture drama as part of the paid DLC. Enjoy the situation battles with new enemies along with the full voice story. The paid Shibuya Incident DLC will be released on 11/21, November 21st. And we can see, man, this almost fully, I know everybody's been talking about it, this almost fully confirms that we will be getting Dagon's domain as a map, and we can actually see in his domain he's actually using his fish and his piranhas to fight. Like, this is kind of crazy. Like, this domain might end up being extremely crazy. I don't know if this is only going to be like the way that it works in story mode, where they just make it more difficult in story mode, but when we get Dagon playable, if his domain actually works like this where they can fight with you, this is actually going to be insane. And this is an open map. I feel like this is kind of going to be similar to the track map, where it's extremely annoying to play people in this one because they're going to be running around, but I'm curious if you're going to be moving slower once you get into the water, or, you know, if there's going to be a little bit of something. But I don't think they even did that with some of the other maps that have water. So this just looks like an open map that people are definitely going to be running around in, but it's nice to get a little bit something different than just being on the track. We can see, you know, of course, they're staying with the flashcards. I mean, yep, you might as well expect the flashcards. It's fine. And we can come here and we see we got another map, and we can see Mahito evolved, his evolved form, which is kind of crazy, man. We know this is a boss, but they have to add this as a character then too if they're doing this, man. And I'm curious if the Mahito evolved is just going to start off in his evolved form, or if this is just going to be something that he uses for his awakening, for his final special move. And we can see this map is basically Shibuya after it was destroyed, which means in these pictures they skipped over Mahoraga versus Sukuna, but I don't know how they tell the story of the Shibuya incident without Mahoraga versus Sukuna, which makes me think that they might be really waiting to tease this. Don't be surprised if they show Mahoraga in the next trailer or tease him a little bit for some people to catch. It just seems like with all these hype characters, they're showing these characters, I feel like there's almost no way they skip through Mahoraga. They gotta have you play with Sukuna and fight Mahoraga. I feel like they're just hiding it from us because they know that's what everybody wants. But this looks pretty cool. This is a nice looking map, and this already, how many have I been counting? This already confirms like at least 4 maps. This is for sure at least 4 maps. Like, this DLC looks like it's going to be freaking huge, man. This is crazy, bro. And then we got the final shot, which is confirming that we'll at least have a boss battle with Kenjaku, which I think we'll actually be able to play with him in the future, and we can see him using Mahito's power. And this shot looks crazy, and this also shows that this isn't the part of this isn't like just a slideshow for this one. There are going to be some cutscenes, and hopefully they make it quite a decent more cutscenes, at least during some of the key pivotal points of the Shibuya incident, like whenever, you know, Itadori is fighting Choso, or also whenever Todo shows up. Like, this is going to be pretty cool, and I'm wondering if we're going to get a new Todo skin, since you know that Todo does lose one of his hands in this fight, man. So I'm very interested to see how everything's going to look. And we're also, maybe we should get like at least slideshow shots of Urahime and other characters that show up whenever they're fighting Kenjaku. And I'm wondering if you're actually going to get to play with Choso going up against Kenjaku. But this is basically everything that we've seen, and even you can maybe say this might be a different map as well, because even looking at this doesn't just look like the barren wasteland that we just saw Itadori fighting Mahito in. While you could say it's close, maybe it's up here on this area, not in the ditch, but this might be a different map too. I might have said 5 maps, and I might not have been too far off, but maybe the choices were just a little bit different. They might be getting ready to go extremely crazy with the amount of content they are giving us for this, man. But let me know in the comments how y'all felt about all this and getting all these new characters and all these new maps. Like I said, I think for this game to continue to have this momentum and to continue to have more player base coming, I think we need to add another game mode that allows you to play with less players, man. Especially since this game already has so much negative outlook from, you know, other people because they don't like some of the gameplay. Make it where you at least can play with one person so people can have fun if they want to have fun, man. And also, like I said, seeing these other characters, I almost for sure know we will be getting a Shibuya DLC Part 2. I was very curious how this game was going to keep its longevity with Season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen not even being announced yet. Well, it's announced, but like, you know, having no release date, which I think we'll probably be getting a release date for it at Jump Festa, maybe in December. And I'm maybe guessing that the Jujutsu Kaisen next season will probably be releasing next summer or next fall. And if they do a Shibuya DLC Part 2 and also add some more characters with reskins, because there's so many reskins they could do, they could actually stretch this content out to be able to add the Culling Games arc to this game. But let me know if y'all actually think they're going to put the Culling Games in Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash, and let me know how y'all felt about this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, do all those nice things. And who's excited for the Shibuya DLC? Make sure to tune in next week. We'll be breaking down every character and breaking down the patch update, man. But if you like this video, make sure to go check out the other JJK video that I'm going to have at the end of this, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to see you on the next one, man. Yeah.